Hey YouTube auto dealers. As we are working to stand up our FTC Safeguards done for you compliance programs at our client dealerships, the question we repeatedly get asked is what is considered PII, NPI, or sensitive customer information? In other words, exactly what information has to be protected? Well, unfortunately, like most of my best friends' relationships, it's complicated. In the financial world, there are three key phrases. Number one, personally identifiable financial information, PIFI. Number two, publicly available information, PAI. And number three, non-public personal information, NPI, is also sometimes called PII. Personally identifiable financial information, PIFI, is any information that a financial institution obtains about a customer in conjunction with providing a financial product or service. This includes information provided during any financial transaction. Examples of this include your driver's license number, social security number, employment information, account balances, payment history, etc. But it's also as simple as just a name and address. But wait a minute, why are a name and address considered sensitive? That's where it gets complicated. We'll come back to this. The next term is publicly available information. This is the information that a financial institution has a reasonable basis to believe is lawfully publicly available from sources such as public records, widely distributed media, and government-required disclosures. As mentioned, publicly available information does in fact include names and addresses and phone numbers. That is, unless the customer has taken steps to keep the information out of the public domain, like having an unlisted phone number, for example, if that sort of thing still exists. Ordinarily, names, addresses, and phone numbers do not constitute private information, but once again, we'll come back to that. Non-public information would include other identifying information such as social security numbers, bank balances, loan balances, credit scores, and income. Obvious private information that needs to be protected. Here's where we unwind the complication. See, due to the nature of the business, dealerships and other non-banking businesses are now considered full-on financial institutions. So as a result, everything gets wrapped in the PIFI container. In other words, pretty much every piece of information the dealership collects is now considered sensitive information according to the FTC. When pressed on this, the FTC's response was that, quote, businesses regulated by the Safeguards rule are not just any businesses, but are financial institutions and are responsible for handling and maintaining financial information that is both important to consumers and valuable to attackers who try to obtain the information for financial gain. Given the fact that a consumer is a customer of a particular financial institution is generally non-public and is sensitive. And during the hearings, several industry groups pushed back and suggested that significant portions of the proposed rule should not apply to all customer information, but rather to only some subset of particularly sensitive customer information, such as account numbers or social security numbers. They argued that the definition of customer information is too broad, as it included information that was not particularly sensitive, such as name and address, and does not justify extensive safeguards. The Commission did not agree that any portion of customer information is not entitled to the protections required by the final rule. The only bright spot was the statement by the Commission, quote, although the Commission believes all customer information should be safeguarded by financial institutions and declines to exclude any portion of that information for protection under the provisions of the rule, it notes the rule does contemplate financial institutions will consider the sensitivity of particular information in designing their information security programs and safeguards, end quote. So what this means to you as a dealer is that even just the days of customer ROs lying out in the open on the service drive desks are over. But some reasonable mitigating steps, such as locking drawers or locking desktop document cases, are simple solutions when it comes to less sensitive customer information. You'll have to make these decisions as you go through the risk assessments with your qualified individual. It's things like this where the knowledge and expertise of your qualified individual will matter most as you start identifying and mitigating risk. I hope this video helps to clear up exactly what is sensitive customer information. Obviously, the term is a very broad term, and unfortunately, it does seem that it pertains to pretty much every piece of information. But with some simple, thoughtful, mitigating steps, staying in compliance still should be fairly easy. Keep on the lookout for more FTC Safeguards videos as we answer your questions, and you can continue to find more information at dealersafeguards.com, part of North Rock Cybersecurity's FTC Safeguards Done For You compliance program.